Good morning. Welcome, welcome. Mr. Frederick, the good word. Give me a second, guys. We'll find today's Bible verse. Let's see here. Okay. All right, guys. Today's Bible verse is Psalms 31 1. We're going to go to Psalms 31 1. And it says, In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in thy righteousness. Woo! Yeah. All right. I got to say that one more time, guys, as people get in. And guys, when you get in, remember to like as soon as you get in. We need to get those likes up. Doing a great job growing the channel. But of course, we want to continue that, want to grow further and longer and stronger. So like early. Let's see here. Okay, guys. Psalms 31 1. Psalms 31 1. In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in thy righteousness. Woo! That's beautiful. Okay, guys. All right. As people start coming in, we're going to talk about today's. Actually, let me get the quote of the day. The quote of the day is by Mr. James Baldwin, great poet, writer, and all of the rest. We know him very well. One of my favorites, personally. Uh, Definitely a champion of freedom. Let's see here. Trying to remember this one. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a great quote by James Baldwin. Okay, those who say it can't be done are usually interrupted by others doing it. I love that. Hey, Jar. Hey, man. Okay, so I'm gonna say that again, guys. This is James Baldwin. This is James Baldwin's quote. This is quote of the day. Great writer. If you don't know him, look him up. He's a great, one of the greatest writer, poet. He says, those who say it can't be done are usually interrupted by others doing it. Amen. All right. Hey there, guys. Hey, everyone. We're going to, comment on the comments and, kind of do a midsection break on that. But today, let me let you guys know what I'm talking about today, guys. We are talking about your hidden protection. The hidden protection. This is the way God protects you that you don't know you're being protected from. Okay? This is the way God protects you in a way that you aren't sure. You don't even know that you're being protected. But you have to remember with hidden protection, it's something that we're not going to know. But God knows your heart. So you got to remember, you might not. Let's get some likes in there, guys. Let's get those likes up. Come on. We got 1 like, 11 people. Let's get some likes up, guys. So you have to remember that God knows what you don't know. So a lot of times we think we want things, and it's okay to strive to get things, and they don't open up for us, okay? And we're befuddled. We're confused when that happens sometimes. And we're confused that happens sometimes. I don't think a little net got in here. But so when that happens, we don't understand. A lot of times rejection is God's protection for us, okay? He's protecting us. So a lot of times doors that we might want to go through and we see that it's a little difficult or it's just something just not right. And he doesn't allow that. He doesn't allow us to get it. He's protecting us, okay? He's protecting us at this point, and we don't know it. So this is why it's important to stay prayed up, guys. Get some more likes going. This is why it's important to keep God's voice in your ear. And you say, Mr. Frederick, how do I keep God's voice in my ear? Stop doing what God tells you not to do. That's the first thing. because the more you get caught up in doing what he, doesn't want you to do, the harder it is for you to hear him. Okay, and you can't tell a difference. You lose your gifts the more bad you do. It's very simple. You lose your ability when you get caught up in sin so much. You cannot tell what's good and bad. You cannot tell what door to go in, what door. You're not going to get that extra message because you're so entrenched in negativity and in bad. And a lot of us get caught up. I always talk about the cycle of sin. We get caught up in that cycle of sin. And it's very dangerous, guys. So you got to remember that. But he will use your bad sometimes for good. So say, for instance, give me an example. You might be in a situation where you meet somebody and you're like, I don't know what it is. But for whatever reason, you find yourself not able to commit to them or to give them what they want. And you don't know it at the time, but yeah, you might be dishonest. And I'm not saying it's right, but you just can't be right with the wrong person. And it keeps trying to tell you, that's really communicating to you. Why can't I be right with this person? You can't be right because that's the wrong person for you. So you got to remember, start things with honesty, start things with being righteous. And then it begets more righteousness. So if you start things with deception, with lies, with deceit, what will happen is you open the door for Satan to get in and attack you because you started it with deception and lies. So what God will do sometimes, even in the midst of all that storm, he will let you be as negative and whatever as you are being, but it's protecting you at the same time. You understand? So you don't even understand the protection that you're getting. You're like, but he knows you're foolish to certain things, okay? He knows this. He knows what you're foolish to. But he does this for his children. That's why I say, do not rely on your own understanding. Don't rely on your own understanding, okay? So what you got to remember is he knows what you don't know. So sometimes when those doors close, they're meant to be closed. They're meant for you. They're meant to be closed. They're not meant for you to go through. That job that you didn't get, it wasn't meant for you to get that job, okay? It wasn't meant because he's trying to steer you towards the purpose you're supposed to have. So remember, sometimes he'll use your bad for good, but it's protection. And you want to do right to have the eyes to see this. See, this is why I keep emphasizing, guys, to do the right thing so you have the eyes to see. The more bad you do, it gets foggy, it gets cloudy, it gets confusing. Confusion is not of God. So it gets confusing because you're doing bad. And now your conscience is coming in. Now guilt is seeping in. So now you don't know who's good, who's bad. It's because you started doing wrong. When if you would have done right, you would have had that clear picture. I always say it's like the DMX song where he says the snakes, the rats, the cats, the dogs, how you going to see them when you living in the fog? Of course, he says it a little different, but the snake, the rat, the cat. But you get the point. When you're doing dirt, you can't see dirt. So you have to clean yourself up and march right. I don't know if there's a gnat flying around here. But anyway, so you guys want to remember that. Try to be as righteous as you can. Just all I can say, try to be as righteous as you can. No one's going to be perfect. But don't intentionally sin. Don't do it on purpose. I mean, come on. Because you want to get that direction from the Lord. That direction and protection. Because he's protecting you because he loves you. But why not get full protection and direction, okay? And so another thing you want to see is when jobs, things like that go wrong or, don't work out for you, that's your protection sometimes. That really is working in your favor. So that's why I say you get that sight by being able to do right. You get your sight by being able to do right. So he's not going to bless no mess. So when you're doing wrong, you're going to lose a lot of your powers that you're supposed to have, okay? So another thing you got to understand too is that he'll delay a lot of things. His protection will delay a lot of things. And you're like, I want this right now. I want it. Why can't I get it right now, God? I've been waiting to get this. I've been waiting for this trip, this vacation. Why can't I get it? He knows what he's doing. He doesn't want you to go on that vacation, okay? He doesn't want you to go at that time. He's like, no, I don't want my son, my daughter to go right now. It's protection. Don't question it. Okay, don't question the protection that he's giving you. Okay, and especially the more aligned you are with him, the more aligned you are with him, the more you'll see these things happen. And you won't get stressed out over not getting that vacation, not being able to get that job, not getting that girl or that guy. That, you know, so when you understand your path and that you're not going to know everything, when you understand that, what's going to happen is you're going to be at peace. Okay, peace be with you. He wants you to be at peace. The more you see yourself not at peace, that's one thing you want to pay attention to, family. When you see yourself not at peace, you just know, listen to your spirit. You're not at peace for a reason. God is peace. When you see you not at peace, you can't sit with yourself. You always got to be moving and grooving. Nah, your spirit's disturbed. Okay? Your spirit is disturbed. All right, I'm going to look at a few comments here. See what we got here. Hey, from Romania. Hey, is that okay? Let's see. What else do we have here, guys? Remember, like, guys, when you come in, like, read some of these comments for a second. So I can have the peace without worrying about God, it seems. Nice. No. See, I'm not saying, I don't know what part you're saying. God wasn't ever peace. Okay, you're saying, okay, you're a non-believer. All right, I get it. You're a non-believer. It's okay. Inquester bacon. But understand this. What do you lose believing? If someone can ever answer that question for me, what do you lose? Like, for all my atheists and non-believers out there, I just want to ask you guys, what do you lose not believing? So, you know, if you believe, you've heard testimony from so many people over thousands of years, okay, hundreds of years, whatever. You've known testimony. We have the Quran, we have the Bible, whatever you believe in. We have doctrine over decades, saying that there is something greater. There is something we can't see that's controlling things here. You have even evidence of different things that have happened. Now, you can either follow that, okay, or you can say, no, it doesn't exist. All these things are natural in the world and scientific, and no, there's no God, there's nothing. Tell me this. If you don't believe, what are you getting? If you do believe, what are you getting? Scientists have shown that people who have been in hospitals, people who have been sick, they've seen that the believers tend to live longer. And you can say, oh, it's the brain telling the body. You could say that, but you could say not. You don't see air. You can't see the air you're breathing right now. Where's the air? I don't see oxygen. I don't see carbon. I don't see, I don't see these things. Okay, I don't see gas. I don't see these things, but they're here. It's the same thing with God. Okay, you can't see everything that's there. And you got to understand that that's what faith is about. And that's what faith, the better you get to where you are living by faith and not by fear, because my belief is that most atheists, the reason why they don't want to believe in God is fear. Fear is the root of a lot of evil, and it also lets the devil in. So the reason why I say this is a lot of people that are non-believers, they say, no, if there's a God, I've done this, I've done this, I'll have to give up this. He's saying I can't have sex out of wedlock. He's saying I can't do this. He doesn't want me to be a drunkard. He doesn't want. So people start to fear the all of the obedience that he requires, that he asks you for. But they forget he's not saying that you won't be accepted if you've done these things. He's saying repent. He's giving you clear. I'm talking to Christianity. He's giving you clear directions. Repent. Okay, and get up again and try again. So a lot of people are fearful of trusting in something that they're thinking they're going to lose out on their lifestyle. They're thinking they're going to lose out on they're just thinking they're going to lose out on, pleasures. And what you got to understand, you gain more than you lose, okay? And I get it. Some people aren't ready. And maybe they need a little more life to happen to them, and that's fine. They might need a little more life, but I can tell you this, you got more to gain than you do to lose, okay? And another thing you want to remember about hidden protection is a lot of times when he removes people out of your life, okay? When God removes people out of your life, don't chase them. Don't chase. How Biggie used to say, I don't chase them, I replace them. Don't chase, replace. Because that's God replacing them. That's God removing them from you. That's God removing them from you. That's why you got to keep your heart as pure as you can. And don't go after people for money, sex, and all these superficial things, because what happens then is somebody could say, no, I'm not interested. And that's God's protection, but you can't see it because you want some money. You want some sex from them. You want something from them. So now they're saying to themselves, why is God not giving me? Why are you running away? I got to get that. I got to get that from you. So now they're going against what God is clearly telling them. This person is not for them. They're going against that because of their desires, because their sinful ways. So now Lucifer then took over the wheel. Now Lucifer driving the car for him, running after this person. They don't even realize they're not powered by God. If somebody tells you, no, I don't want you, I need, no, you're not for me. Why in the world you think God is behind that? God is love. God is patience. God is kindness. God is going to love you and embrace you. Someone is going to be of peace. They're not going to cause disruption to you. They're not going to make you unhappy. They're certainly not going to reject you. Okay, God says, come on, come as you are. So don't run after nobody. Don't run. That's the worst thing you could do, because you're setting yourself up for destruction. When you run after someone, you're setting yourself up for destruction. Okay, you accept what accepts you. And not just accept what embraces you. You go where you are celebrated, not tolerated. And yes, it's bad in this world. Yes, we suffer. Yes, we have pains. We have disappointments. This would not be life if it didn't exist. Yes, we lose people. People get sick. Okay? People disappoint us. Opportunities slip by. We fail at times. It's the yin and yang of life and of the world. You can't avoid that. But you pray. You pray because, again, a lot of times it's his protection. Even though at that time it might seem unbelievably cruel. You have to trust in him that down the line you'll see what it did for you. You'll see the reasoning behind it. Okay? And that's what trust is about. That's what faith is about. Now, I can say some people, I see somebody put in a comment there. What did they put? Okay, they took it out. Okay. Some people have sickness that they're dealing with, and we want to pray. We want to pray for those situations. We want to throw that up to God, because we're all here. We're all here by just a wing and a prayer. If that car just would have went a few inches further left, a lot of us wouldn't be here. Okay? Let's see here. If that plane would have got fueled up a little bit faster, wouldn't be here. All of these things we take for granted. Okay? We think about how many people you know since you've been alive on this earth that aren't here now, that may be the same age as you, that met a tragic end. You didn't. You think that's just by luck? You think you have no purpose? You don't even know all the people you affect, why God got you here. You don't even know the person that you might have spoke to 2-3 years ago, or 2-3 years down the line, and saved their life and tell them something when they were about to take themselves out. Okay? You said something to them. They thought about your face. They thought about your words. They thought about something about you they thought about. And you were the reason why they're here. Okay? You don't even know your power and your purpose. You don't even know how powerful you are and what you do for somebody else. And it's not meant for you to know that. What's meant for you to do is trust and have that faith. And that is the ground, that is the foundation, okay, of moving forward in life. That is the foundation of walking in your purpose. That's going to be the foundation of you being the best you. It's not going to be how many degrees you get. It's not going to be what woman or man you marry. It's not going to be who's your best friend. It's not going to be how many trophies you win. It's not going to be how many Oscars you have. Did you guys see the Will Smith interview where he said, hey, it gets a point in time when you have so much money, you have so much access, you've had so much sex, so much indulgence to where it numbs you. It doesn't even make you happy anymore. See, the only reason why we make these things like money and sex and all of this stuff and accolades, the only reason we make this our God is because we don't have it. See, so you got to listen. That's why I say the more prayed up you are, the more in line you are with the Lord. It allows you to see stuff like that. You don't have to go through the fire if someone already walked through it and they're telling you, hey, this don't make you happy. If this man is worth $500 million, him and his wife collectively, $500 million, and he's telling you it doesn't make you happy. I still was depressed. I could get any woman I want. Or man, whatever he does. It's not my judge, okay? He's telling you, this didn't bring me peace. It didn't bring me happiness. He told us. This man got everything. And he's telling you clearly, it gets a point where it's not doing it for you. So why do you have to walk down that? So to my non-believers, okay, if you're saying it's all about the world, explain that. Explain someone who has everything, who has all the money, all the success, all the accolades, has it all. Okay? So explain someone who has all of this fame, fortune, and they still say, I'm not happy. If the world is your God. So that's what tells you right there that it's more than just worldly possessions. Okay? It's more than that. Your spirit needs to be fed. It needs to be fulfilled. Your spirit needs to be fulfilled. How do you feed your spirit? Doing right things. Being a contributor to the world. Helping others. Donating what you have. If you know you don't need it, why keep it? Some people just hoard. They hoard for no reason. They have 5 winter coats. 5 winter coats. What do you need 5 winter coats for? You're only one person. 2 arms. But you got 5 coats. And 3 of them you didn't even wear all winter. Ain't somebody out there with no coat, but you won't donate your coat. No, I need that coat. I need my coat. I ain't getting my coat. I work hard for this, baby. Nope. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. It don't work that way. God gave you that coat to see what you're going to do with it sometimes. Sometimes you're just being tested. Let me see what you're going to do with this extra coat. You seen a person at the bus stop standing there with this little windbreaker and it's 40, 30 degrees outside. But you say, you know what? They can't get mine. I got mine. They got to go get theirs. Understand that God loves a good giver. Okay? And don't worry about getting back. You're going to get everything you're supposed to have. If you walk with obedience, you'll get everything you're supposed to. Everything's available to you. Okay? Everything that this world has to offer is available to you. But all these things aren't going to give you the peace and the love and the happiness that you truly desire. Only the Lord's going to do that. I can tell you. Trust me. Not saying I've had all the money in the world, but I've had some things before. I've seen some things. But I can tell you this. That's ultimately not what helped me. Okay? That's not what helped me. What helped me was the Lord. It's not enough weed. It's not enough alcohol. It's not enough vagina. It's not enough whatever you want to call it, popularity. It's not enough cars. It's not enough for any of that stuff. Clothes that could equal up to God. None of that. Can't none of that stand up to the Lord. Can none of it stand up to the Lord? It don't even touch it. It don't even come close. It ain't even close. Because when you got God in your heart, you don't need any of that. You could take, you have people that have been in prison. Look at Nelson Mandela. This man was in prison for 27 years for standing up for what he believed in and equality for his people and his land. And he was mistreated. Okay? How was he able to stay in that prison all that time? None but God. And when he got out, you see where he rose. He'll take you from the pauper, the prince to the pauper. I didn't say the prince and the pauper to the prince. That's the power of the Lord. Okay? The meek shall inherit the earth. So you could be down one day and you could be up one day. You could be up the next. Ain't nothing doing that but God. That's not man doing that. And you see it throughout history. You know, the people that's downtrodden and everyone looking down on them, and you know, and they say, oh, it's an overnight sensation. No, it wasn't. It wasn't an overnight. That's what you see on the outside. They didn't see the inner work. They didn't see the inner work. We say, Captain Blackbird, you'll give up your coat. Yes, give it up. Give up your coat. Give it up. Let me tell you something. Every time I buy an article of clothing, I give away an article of clothing. If I buy a shirt, I give away a shirt. If I buy a pair of pants, I give away a pair of pants. I buy a pair of shoes, I give away. I'm not saying everyone has to do that. You say, hell no, I get it. You might not agree, but listen to what I'm saying. You do not want to let these things, material things, become your God. You're telling God himself right there that I don't need this. You only need one bed. Okay, you don't sleep in 3 and 4 and 5 beds. You don't sleep. How many beds do you sleep in? One. How many, literally, how many beds do you need? Some people sitting out here with 5 beds. They sleep in one. 5 cars. They can only drive one. You got to understand that when you're really walking in his spirit, you're not walking for you. You're walking for more than you. You're walking for more than you. You're walking for the collective good of everyone that you're around. We're not an island. The gifts he gives you are not just for you. They're not just for you. Everyone. Someone, you know, and you have to understand that he forgives. He loves. Okay? Whatever you've done, repent. Ask for repentance and give it up to the Lord, okay? And he says in Luke 9:62, don't look back. When you're going, you cannot reach his kingdom looking back. Let your past go. That's where a lot of people get caught up and turn into the Lord. The devil convinces them that, look what you've done. You did this, you did that, you're a lost cause. See, when the devil reminds you of your past, you remind the devil of his future. When the devil reminds you of your past, you remind the devil of his future. We've already won. You're on the right side of things. We've already won. This has all been done in the spiritual realm. Victory has already been done. It's just that we're playing it out here now, but it's already happened. So all these things are tricks. The only thing the devil can do is play with you to get your soul. So what he does is he plays tricks on your mind. My mind's playing tricks on me. He plays tricks with your mind to make you think you're not this, you can't do this, this is not going to happen. Make you think you thought it was when it wasn't. No, he plays all these tricks. That's the only way he can get you. It's to trick you. Trick you in that you're losing, that you're not going to win, that you're going to be out of here. This is going to do to this. This person's going to do this to you. And he controls you with fear. Okay, he controls you with fear. When you start walking more in faith and less in fear, you're going to see the results. His whole game is to convince you, to scare you. It's just like that bully. You know, if you guys all went to school, you know you had the bully that say, I'm going to beat you up at 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, I'm going to beat you up. You know, we see the bully, right? And you know what? And at the same, and at 3 o'clock comes, his mother pulls up. You better get in this car. You know, you better get this car. We got to go to violin practice. We got to go to karate. Really, this is what happens. But you're all scared thinking this bully's going to beat you up, right? Okay? And his mother is coming and telling him he got to get in the car and go to rehearsal. Only thing that made you fearful was him, of something that did not even happen. So when you walk with faith, you know you protected. You don't know how. You don't need to know how it's going to work out for you, but you know it's going to work out for you. You know it's going to work out for you. And don't worry about the rest. That's where your faith lies. Leave that up to God. Leave that up to God. Okay? So when the closer you get to walking in faith and not in fear, the more you'll see your purpose. You'll see hidden protections. You'll see all the things that others can't see. They can't see it. They can't see it because their eyes are closed. They're so in the world. Drugs, alcohol, excessively, smoking, all of these things are not of God. They're the devil. Those that help cloud your vision. Because if I can get you outside of your godly spirit, when you came in this world, you didn't come in this world with a Newport in your mouth as a little baby. That ain't how you came in the world. You didn't come in this world with a fifth of gin. Give me some more liquor. That ain't how you came in this world. You came in this world with a pure heart as a baby. You came in this world needing nothing but your mother's milk. That's it. You didn't need anything. You didn't need any sex. You didn't need none of this. Any liquor, any smoking, any partying. That's a pure vessel coming into this world. Okay? You didn't need none of that. Think about that. And maybe you can't remember that, but think about your earliest memories and what you needed. All you needed was maybe a hug, maybe a daggone, maybe a little juicy or something, a cookie. These things made you happy. Just running and laughing, playing with your friends. You know, when you're 5, just playing, laughing. Oh, it's a nice day. Oh, it's a rainy day. See, getting to that and tapping into that, that's your essence. That's your essence of who you are. You understand? That is who you are. That person right there that didn't need anything. All they needed was everything God given them right now. That's all they needed. All this other stuff was added later. It was added to you later where you fell into that lie that I need these things to make me whole. I need these things to get by. I have to have this girl or guy, whatever you are. I have to have this outfit. I have to have this car. I have to have this house. I have to have it. Well, what's going to happen if you don't have it? I don't know. I'm going to lose my mind. That ain't God talking to you. That ain't God talking to you. Oh, I need to make you a moderator. Absolutely. Tank. Yeah, I see it's a lot of crazy. I'm going to do that. Send me an email, man. I got to figure all this stuff out. But yeah, I definitely need to do that. So what you got to remember is that individuals that work on that spirit are working for the other side. And they're always going to come where light is at. No problem, Tank. You'll see my email in the description too. Yeah, it's in my description. So always remember that where there's light, darkness has to come. They can't draw any energy off anything they own. It's darkness. That's why I say we've already won on the good side. Okay? So what you got to remember is that, you know, darkness is going to come to light, but it's not more powerful than light. Your light is always going to outshine it. So what they try to do is trick the darkness. Trick the light. So the darkness tries to trick the light to dim the light. It's like walking into a room that's dark and you see this bright light. What the darkness does, it's like they try to put a little cloth over that light to dim it a little bit. They want to dim that light a little bit. It's too bright. Okay, it's illuminating. Because once people can see the way, now they could be better. Now they could do God's bidding. Now they can actually find their purpose. Now they can find their purpose. Think about that. Think about that. Now they can find their purpose. Isn't that scary? You find your purpose. It's terrifying to darkness for you to find your purpose. You think God put you here to work for the enemy? He put you here to work for him. Or see what you're going to do. He didn't put you here for that. So if you find your purpose, you're working directly against the enemy. So he wants that light to be dim. He don't want it to be bright, but he put people like me on this earth. Not perfect, but people who have a gift. People who have a gift, okay, of being able to transmute that darkness. Even my own. I didn't become like this automatically. I had to go through it in order to show through it, in order to grow through it. So I had to walk these walks. That's why I can tell you guys now how to walk. So you don't have to go through what I went through. You can have the shortcuts. You understand? You can have the shortcut. I'm giving you the cheat code. You don't have to walk that walk. The cheat code. Understand the cheat code. But that's why he protected me too. That's why when people was trying to do things and thinking I'm laughing. Because see, not laughing literally, but my spirit was laughing because spirit already know everything that's happened and going to happen. In the spirit world, it's already happened. So what you got to remember, think of it like this. God sees the whole parade. We're just in a parade like this. We're just marching in a parade without cymbals, without drums. We only see the guy in front of us or the girl in front of us. The guy and gal in front of us, we're marching along in the parade. That's all we see. God sees it from the beginning all the way to the end. So when we drop one of our drumsticks or something, when we mess up and break an instrument, oh my God, we get all hysterical. I'm messing up the whole procession. No, you're not. It was meant to. It was meant to see what you were going to do. Pick it right back up and keep marching. Keep marching, baby. So that's all I'm going to say about that, guys. You got it. So hidden protection. That's what today was about. All right, now I want to talk about a musical artist, guys. Today, always I give a dedication to an artist, to someone who is very powerful, someone who inspired me in some kind of way. But today we're going to talk about Jeffrey Osborne. And he is a classic R&B artist from the 70s. And he's 77 years old, people. And I believe he just lost his wife. So, R.I.P. to his wife. But Jeffrey Osborne, one of my favorites of all time, guys. He was born March 9th, 1948. Wow. Jeffrey Linton Osborne. He was a member of a group called LTD. And some of their hits were, let's see what he had. This is his solo career. Just his solo career, he had, Love Ballad. That was a huge hit. He had The Greatest Love Affair, Stay With Me Tonight, Don't You Get So Mad, We're Going All the Way, You Should Be Mine. Oh my gosh, he had so many. Man. And that's not even counting LTD. And, Jeffrey Osborne's, he's a classic. And another, I like to always dedicate people that have affected me that I really thought stood out. Let's see here. Another song that he had, this Back in Love Again. Back in Love Again was a classic, one of his. Let's see, Holding On. I don't know how many people remember that. Holding on. I just got to do that when I say holding on for some reason. I don't know why. Let's see, where did we go wrong? Oh yeah, I like that one. That was 1980. Where did we go wrong? Let's see. What do you guys know about Jeffrey Osborne, guys? put some things here. Jeffrey Osborne, put some comments about him in there. Back in love again. One of the greatest voices, guys, and he still sounds great. That's the thing about him. He's one of the few performers at that age that still sounds like he did back in the day. Let me see how I gotta work this thing out. But Shine On, Share My Love. Let me see who else here. Yeah, he has oh my gosh. He's still performing too, by the way, guys. Jeffrey Osborne is still performing. Let's see here. So, I don't know. You guys don't know a lot about Jeffrey Osborne, looks like. But he is definitely an icon, one of the greatest. But check him out. Wonderful R&B. Some people say baby making music. Call it what you want, but he has lots of classics. He needs to be honored. Jeffrey Osborne is one of our last legends we have, along with Lionel Richie, Smokey Robinson, that are still here. Stevie Wonder, that we still can, we can appreciate their great work. We got to honor the legend, guys. We have to honor the Let's Stop and Love. I don't know that song. We have to honor the legends, because honor them, give them their flowers while they're here. Give them their flowers out of here. So yeah, check out Jeffrey Osborne, guys. A lot of good songs. He has, You Should Be Mine. Don't You Get So Mad About It. All those are classics. I mean, whether you go with Jeffrey when he was with LTD, or Jeffrey solo. Either way, you get Jeffrey Osborne, you're getting a great artist. A champion, a classic, a legend. So today we're honoring Jeffrey Osborne. All right, guys. See you tomorrow, 11:30. Remember, love what you do and do what you love. Take care.